Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service a long time ago. Welcome to my YouTube channel. They're short, they're sweet. I don't give you any crap. I get to the bottom line, tell you everything you need to know. I am a national expert in resolution. Shit, I should be. Right after doing this since 1973, right out of college, I sat at an IRS desk, made 2 seizures my first day with someone else. So anyway, whatever I tell you is gold. It's the truth. If anyone tells you anything different than I am, they're lying to you. Okay. So anyway, what I like to do is I like to pull back the curtain, let you know what an IRS agent thinks, which is kind of really important because people on the outside think they know everything and they really don't. They think they do, but don't tell them. So anyway, today I'm going to talk about what happens if you owe IRS. The bulk of my, oh, by the way, I'm available for consultations and representation. We have a very a nice team of former agents, and we understand where the cases have to go to close them as quick as we can. Anyway, what happens if you owe the IRS? What in fact do you do? Well, on small cases, represent yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't have a lot of assets, you don't have a lot of money, you can call the IRS and they're going to ask for a 433-F financial statement, and you've got to be prepared to document it. They're going to want bank statements. They're going to want to see where you spend your money. They're going to want to look at your assets. They're going to want to make sure all your tax returns are filed. That's what they're going to do. But if you have a sizable case and you owe IRS, it's at that point that you really need to talk to a professional. YouTubers have a bunch of, like I call them, Home Depot people on Saturday. They're doing everything themselves, which is fine. I enjoy talking to you and giving you the information. So if you owe IRS debt, what really happens next? Well, if you were to call the IRS yourself, which you shouldn't, unless you really have nothing, if you have any exposure, you don't want to do that. IRS, first thing they're going to do is they're going to look at your transcript. They're going to find out in the last 6 years what you have, what you owe, is everything filed, is everything current, and then they're going to look at the debt. So all your returns, rule number one, all your returns need to be filed. Number two, IRS is going to go ahead and make sure you're current with estimate payments or withholding. That's rule number three. Number three, they're going to pull up tax transcripts for the last 6 years. They're going to see what's missing, what's not missing. And if you call a representative such as myself, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to make sure I work the cases like IRS does. That's why we're so good. I try to do the work so when I'm preparing you for IRS, all your returns have got to be up to date. The most important thing that you need to know is how is IRS going to resolve your case? That is the most important thing, the reason you're listening to this today. IRS has two general financial statements they use. The 433-F is used up at the service center. There's a different call centers in the United States you call, and what happens, you call on the 1-800 number and it tracks you whoever can take the call, or there's less waiting. Expect to wait a long time with IRS. Nothing's going to happen in real time anymore. So when you do, the person's going to pull up your transcript and they're going to make sure everything is filed. Then after it's filed, they're going to ask for this financial statement. They are going to want this financial statement completely documented to close your case. So if you owe IRS, when you give them this financial statement, that three things are going to be I better do three things you are going, what are categories you're going to fall into. You're either going to fall into a hardship or currently non-collectible, a payment agreement, or you may be able to file an offer and compromise. So let's look at each. Currently non-collectible or hardship means IRS looked at that financial statement and they said that, you really don't have enough money to pay your bills, so we're going to put you in currently non-collectible. Those last about 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 1 year. Penalties and interest still run. You may want to change your withholding so they don't grab your refund. So after that, they may look at that financial statement and say, you can make a payment. So they're going to set you up on a payment plan. Other people may qualify for the offer and compromise. Depending on your debt that you have, if you're going to hire a professional, that person should take your financial statement and let you know which of the categories that you fall in. Sometimes you can slide someone in a hardship, or you can slide them into a offer and compromise. That's what a professional really is good at. But let me tell you something you need to know about this whole process. If you don't know this, you are screwed. You're going to have a bad hair day. When IRS takes your financial statement, there is a national standard IRS is going to use on your case. What's the national standard? IRS with the Department of Labor, DOJ uses this, trustee's office uses this. They tell you how much you can spend for food and clothing, housing and utilities in every state and county in the United States, what you can spend on car payments and your gas. Everything else they accept dollar for dollar. So when IRS looks at your bills, you better be within that national standard. Most people aren't, and most people are going to fall into payment agreements that they don't know about. So before you call the IRS, you better know about the National Standards Program, or you're going to wind up with a hefty payment agreement. But once again, if you are living within your means, there's not a lot of extra money, and you live within the national standards for housing and utilities, you can look up, just Google IRS National Standards for housing and utilities, and you look at your state, find your county, it'll tell you what they're going to allow. If you're over, don't call IRS by yourself. So if you owe money to IRS, there's the three programs. There's hardship, a payment agreement, offer and compromise. Once again, make sure all your tax returns are filed. If you don't have a lot, call IRS yourself. If you're kind of on shaky ground and owe IRS money, whatever you do, don't call IRS by yourself. That's when your representative can help you. You can call me, your accountant, whoever you want. By the way, I try to let you know everything I know. A subscription really helps. It lets YouTube know my information is valuable. That's how they kind of judge us. So you can leave me a like or a comment. You can send me an email. I try to get back all my comments by the end of the given week. Thank you very much for listening and leaving the subscription. Any questions, I'm happy to take. Thank you.